I don't know. I feel like I don't hear people talk about the GBA with the same kind of love that they do the N64 or even GameCube. And like objectively, the 64 and GameCube, other than the Nintendo first party games, like the library is a little bit dodgy, whereas GBA is just full of great shit.
I'm gonna stick up. Okay, when it comes to N64 and GameCube, you got GoldenEye, which was the best home console first person shooter, revolutionized home console first person shooters.
Yep.
The THQ wrestling games, insanely
Paper Mario,
fun.
also great.
Paper Mario. I mean, there was some decent third party stuff on the N64, but the GameCube, I mean, you had a lot of ports of stuff, but then you also had stuff like Twin Snakes. Like Twin Snakes was super dope.
But people are trying to tell me that Luigi's Mansion is a classic. I mean, come on, this is an example of the Nintendo distortion field. Like we're saying Luigi's Mansion is like a classic. That's what we're doing now. Pikmin. I mean, come on.
No, see, I'm not a Pikmin guy. I don't understand Pikmin. I don't get why people love it. I think Luigi's Mansion was cool, but I don't think it's like one of the the hell is the name of the Switch one? The Switch one was way better. Like way better.
I don't know that one.
The Switch Luigi's Mansion is actually really fucking good.
I want Waluigi's Mansion.
Yeah, I want more Waluigi and Wario games that are not fucking stupid mini game, the WarioWare stuff. What did I play? Wario World on the GameCube for this review that I'm working on, and I upscaled the fuck out of it. And I was like, this game's amazing. This game is so much fun. Like, you're actually punching things and like throwing people and stuff as Wario. Like, this is cool. Why is this not a series? But
I want here's what we need, Nintendo. Waluigi hentai visual novel on the eShop.
It'll sell.
It's like a hentai harem game starring Waluigi.
It would sell. It would sell like crazy.
I'd be first in line. You mentioned the PS4 kind of being, the end of that era of sort of experimentation, and the PS5. I feel like the PS5 generation like hasn't started. You know what I mean? It's because like everything still comes out on PS4, and like the PS5 is just like a version of PS4 that loads faster.
Yeah, it's
weird.
Every single game, and even games that only came out on the PlayStation 5, Returnal and Ratchet and Clank. You're gonna tell me you couldn't have dumbed those down for the PS4? You told me Ratchet and Clank needed the power of the SSD, but yet somehow, some way, you ported it to PC where you don't need an SSD. Like, come the fuck on, man. No, I agree with you. I feel like this generation has been a fucking waste of absolute time. The most next gen experience that I've gotten is with the fucking PlayStation VR 2 and Gran Turismo 7. That is out of this fucking world. However, that is an extremely niche thing, and they've already forgotten about the PSVR 2 because I haven't touched that fucking thing in weeks. So like, yeah, it's been, I guess Starfield will kind of be a bit of a litmus test when it comes out.
Is that going to be a PS5 exclusive?
No, it's an Xbox Series X exclusive.
Oh, okay, yeah, right. This generation, though, at least.
Yeah. So, it won't be on the Xbox One. So, that'll be pretty good. Spider-Man 2 is a PlayStation 5 exclusive.
Yeah.
So that'll be interesting to see how they sort of expanded upon things. But like, I don't know, like, I almost feel bad for like kids growing up nowadays, because while you're getting like visually appealing experiences right out of the gate, like they don't get to see like the evolution of video games. They don't get to feel the jump from console to console. People just buy these consoles because they want to have the latest and greatest thing with FOMO, keeping up with the Joneses, whatever the case may be.
I bought a PS5 so that my wife could play Genshin Impact with faster loading times.
I
That's
bought
literally why.
I just bought it because I was like, I need to make a video. It's like, I need this day one. I don't know what the fuck I'm going to play on it, but I need it. Same thing with the Xbox Series X.
Like that feeling of like playing a PS2 for the first time, and you're just like, holy shit.
Yeah, the generational gaps. Like going from the 16-bit era to, look at Super Mario World to Super Mario 64. Like, what the fuck? Going from, the original Super Mario Brothers to Sonic the Hedgehog. What the fuck? Like,
yeah,
you had these huge leaps, and it was always a thing. I remember when I was working at GameStop, the Xbox 360 had just come out, and like that was kind of when we were getting a little bit of diminishing returns. But there was still like you could put on a sports game or a racing game, and it definitely would shine through because you're running it via component cables. You're not using,
right.
Because those were the first systems that had component cables, and then eventually HDMI as standard. So you still had that gap, but then it's like, I don't know, you just don't have that same sort of technological excitement anymore with any of this stuff.
Yeah, well, that's why I'm going to give my son a Game Boy, OG Game Boy. He's going to start there. I'll just buy him all the consoles in order. So he's not going to get a PS5 for another like 25 years. So I hope he's ready.
Yeah, I mean that's the way to do it, and it builds character too to play those games. Drives in the back seat, having to figure out the light because God forbid you drive with the light on. That used to fucking drive me nuts. I try to put the little backseat light on. Dad was like, turn it off. I'm like, what the fuck? I was just bothering you. It's just giving you more light to see. Turn it off. All right.
He's got to suffer through Jaws and Friday the 13th on NES before he gets PS5.